Indian independence movement in the 1920s. He served as the president of Servants of the People Society, Lok Sevak Mandal, founded by Lala Lajpat Rai, and held prominent positions in the Indian National Congress. Following independence in 1947, he joined the Indian government and became one of Prime Minister Nehru's key cabinet colleagues, first as Railways Minister, 1951-56, and then in numerous other prominent positions, including the Home Minister. As Prime Minister, Shastri promoted the White Revolution, a national campaign to increase the production and supply of milk, by supporting the Amul Milk Cooperative of Anand, Gujarat, and creating the National Dairy Development Board. Underlining the need to boost India's food production, Shastri also promoted the Green Revolution in India in 1965. This led to an increase in food grain production, especially in the states of Punjab, Haryana, and Uttar Pradesh. He led the country during the Second India-Pakistan War. His slogan, Jaya Jawan, Jaya Kisan, Hail to the soldier, Hail to the farmer, became very popular during the war. The war formally ended with the Tashkent Declaration on the 10th of January 1966. Shastri died the next day. Early years, 1904-1920. Shastri was born on the 2nd of October 1904 at the home of his maternal grandparents in a North Indian Kayastha Hindu family. Shastri's paternal ancestors were in the service of the Zamindar of Ramnagar near Banaras, and Shastri lived there for the first year of his life. Shastri's father, Sharad Prasad Srivastav, was a school teacher who later became a clerk in the revenue office at Prayagraj, while his mother, Ramdulari Devi, was the daughter of Munshi Hazari Lal, the headmaster and English teacher at a railway school in Mughalsarai. Shastri was the second child and eldest son of his parents. He had an elder sister, Kailashi Devi, born 1900. In April 1906, when Shastri was hardly 18 months old, his father, who had only recently been promoted to the post of deputy Tahsildar, died in an epidemic of bubonic plague. Ramdulari Devi, then only 23 years old and pregnant with her third child, took her two children and moved from Ramnagar to her father's house in Mughalsarai and settled there for good. She gave birth to a daughter, Sundari Devi, in July 1906. Thus, Shastri and his sisters grew up in the household of his maternal grandfather, Hazari Lalji. However, Hazari Lalji himself died from a stroke in mid-1908. Thereafter, the family was looked after by his brother, Shastri's great-uncle, Dabari Lal, who was the head clerk in the Opium Regulation Department at Ghazipur, and later by his son, Ramdulari Devi's cousin, Binshwari Prasad, a school teacher in Mughalsarai. This situation was fairly standard for the time, where the Indian joint family system was a thriving reality. The sense of family relationship and responsibility it fostered was the primary social security of the time. Nor should it be surmised from these circumstances that Shastri grew up in an underprivileged manner, or that his education and comforts were compromised. On the contrary, since he was a rank student, he received a better education than some of his cousins. Binshwari Prasad, on the limited salary of a school teacher, with many dependents, nevertheless managed to give a good education to all the children in his care. In 1917, Binshwari Prasad was transferred to Varanasi, and the entire family moved there, including Ramdulari Devi and her three children. In Varanasi, Shastri joining the 7th standard at Harish Chandra High School. Gandhi's disciple, 1921-1945. While his family had no links to the independence movement then taking shape, among his teachers at Harish Chandra High School was an intensely patriotic and highly respected teacher named Nishkameshwar Prasad Mishra, who gave Shastri much needed financial support by allowing him to tutor his children. Inspired by Mishra's patriotism, Shastri took a deep interest in the freedom struggle, and began to study its history and the works of several of its noted personalities, including those of Swami Vivekanand, Mahatma Gandhi and Annie Besant. In January 1921, when Shastri was in the 10th standard and 3 months from sitting the final examinations, he attended a public meeting in Banaras hosted by Gandhi and Pandit Madan Mohan Malaviya. Inspired by the Mahatma's call for students to withdraw from government schools and join the non-cooperation movement, Shastri withdrew from Harish Chandra High School the next day and joined the local branch of the Congress party as a volunteer, actively participating in picketing and anti-government demonstrations. He was soon arrested and jailed, but was then let off as he was still a minor. Shastri's immediate supervisor was a former Banaras Hindu University lecturer named J.B. Kripalani, who would become one of the most prominent leaders of the Indian independence movement and one among Gandhi's closest followers. Recognizing the need for the younger volunteers to continue their educations, Kripalani and a friend, V.N. Sharma had founded an informal school centered around nationalist education to educate the young activists in their nation's heritage, and with the support of a wealthy philanthropist and ardent Congress nationalist, Shiv Prasad Gupta, the Kashi Vidyapeeth was inaugurated by Gandhi in Banaras as a national institution of higher education on the 10th of February 1921. Among the first students of the new institution, Shastri graduated with a first-class degree in philosophy and ethics from the Vidyapeeth in 1925. He was given the title Shastri, scholar. The title was a bachelor's degree awarded by the institution, but it stuck as part of his name. Shastri enrolled himself as a life member of the Servants of the People Society, Lok Sevak Mandal, founded by Lala Lajpat Rai, and began to work for the betterment of the Harijan under Gandhi's direction at Muzaffarpur. Later he became the president of the society.